This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Business owners assess a loss after fire at a Moran arcade. Micro-business owners in Moran St. Thomas are assessing their loss after a larger section of the Moran arcade on Queen Street in the capital was razed by fire early yesterday morning. The incident occurred about 6 a.m. Raymond Thomas said he lost the contents of 3 shops, which included a cook shop and a barber shop and a hairdressing salon. He estimated his losses at about $3 million. "We lose a lot of things, machine mash up everything," he said. It is unclear what started the fire, but he believes it may have been caused by an electrical issue. "Is beer pressure here now? Pressure burst pipe man. Pressure we under now," he bemoaned as he spoke to reporters and rummaged through the burnt contents. He had been operating in the arcade for more than 15 years, and it was his only livelihood, he said. Notwithstanding, Thomas, who also goes by the name Muta King, remains hopeful. "We still have to try and survive, still have to do barbering same way," he said. "The barber shop don't really burn down, just the wire them burn out, but everything else that was here gone down flat." Rose, who operated a cook shop, arrived at the location after receiving the news about the fire to find the firefighters trying to contain the blaze. In the end, her shop was flattened. "I lose everything," she exclaimed as she spoke to the news. "It is a very big loss for me, and in recent days I get new stuff in it. A 4-burner stove and some more big pot, and everything go down for me, everything," she said. She had been operating in the arcade for more than 2 decades, selling clothes alongside her cook shop. "Some lost me clothes them as well too," she related. She does not know yet how she will piece it all back together. "Probably me just have to pick up bits and pieces, and with help from somebody, and go along again. But right now, I tell you, it's so shocking, so stressful to know that everything that you put in place gone in a tip of a moment. So it's like I don't even know what to say," she told the news team. An investigation is ongoing to determine the cause of the fire. Body found in Old Harbour. The police in Old Harbour, St. Catherine was yesterday in the community of Bullet Tree, where the body of a man was found in a hole. It is believed the body could be that of a 24-year-old man from the community who has been missing since last Wednesday. The Old Harbour police say it will take the team some time to complete its initial examination. There are growing concerns about violence in the fishing village. A week ago, the skeleton remains of a female were found in bushes near Browns Hall. Jamaica Zoo responds to viral video showing man being bitten by lion. Jamaica Zoo Attractions Limited has issued a response to a viral video showing a man being bitten by a lion at the St. Elizabeth-based attraction. In a release yesterday afternoon, the zoo, which identified the man as a contractor, called the incident tragic and said that his actions were not in keeping with the entity's safety procedures and policies, which must be adhered to at all times at the Jamaica Zoo. "We are currently reviewing the video with a view of preventing any future recurrences," Jamaica Zoo said. "It is an unfortunate event that should never have happened, and we, the family of Jamaica Zoo, are doing everything to assist the gentleman in moving forward." The company did not confirm when the incident happened. The video shows the man placing his hands in the mouth of the lion, while people believed to be patrons can be heard commenting on his actions in the background in disbelief. The lion then holds onto the man's hand while he vigorously tries to remove it. It was later reported that he lost a digit during the attempt. Trinidad supports Johnson Smith's bid for Commonwealth Secretary General. Trinidad and Tobago will be supporting Kamina Johnson Smith for Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley disclosed the Twin Island Republic's position at yesterday's post-cabinet press briefing. In the wider CARICOM, the situation arrived is that where we now have 2 CARICOM candidates, and unfortunately Trinidad and Tobago only has 1 vote, so we are required now to support either or of these 2 candidates, he said. Rowley continued, "It is Trinidad and Tobago's position that we remain consistent, and therefore our support for one of the CARICOM candidates will be support for Minister Kamina Johnson Smith, the Foreign Minister of Jamaica, who is representing one of the CARICOM possibilities going forward." His endorsement of Johnson Smith comes as the incumbent Patricia Scotland makes the rounds in the Eastern Caribbean to attend the fora and hold bilateral meetings with some Commonwealth heads and senior officials, the Commonwealth Secretariat had revealed in a release. She arrived in St. Kitts on Saturday and will also visit Dominica, St. Lucia, and Antigua and Barbuda during her trip, which ends on the 31st of this month. Rowley made it clear that Trinidad had not supported her initial bid in 2015, noting that although she was born in the Caribbean, she was nurtured in Britain and served all her professional life in that country. Scotland is Dominican-born. It was our turn to be afforded the chairmanship, but when that came about in the Malta meeting, CARICOM supported an individual who, while being Caribbean by birth, having spent 2 years here in fact, had lived all her useful life in the United Kingdom, had risen to the level of Attorney General of the United Kingdom, and had in fact become a baroness in the British Parliament, he said. It was always the position of Trinidad and Tobago that such a person was not really a representative of CARICOM to represent us when it was our turn to lead, he maintained. Along with Trinidad's endorsement, Johnson Smith now has the public backing of 5 members of the Commonwealth, including the support of the United Kingdom and India. Johnson Smith's entry into the race had spurred criticism from some CARICOM states, including current head Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown, who had called her candidature a monumental error, commenting that it risked dividing the regional group that has given overwhelming support to Scotland for a second term. Scotland's term, which was extended until the next elections, had been marred by questions about her governance, although she has denied the allegations against her. The UK, Australia, and New Zealand had cut their funding of the organization, which is headed by Britain's Queen Elizabeth. Tuvalu also has a candidate in the race. The vote for the new Secretary General will take place during the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting from June 20 to 26 in Kigali, Rwanda. Chopper Banks killed in shootout with cops. Dancehall recording artist Chopper Banks was gunned down in a confrontation with the police on Saturday. The Chop Mode artist, whose real name is Swin Hall, was killed during a dramatic daylight shootout that claimed the life of one of St. Anne's most wanted man, 42-year-old Manton Brown, also known as Banton, and also injured a policeman. According to a release from the communications arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Corporate Communications Unit, the artist was aboard a white Toyota Crown motorcar before 4 p.m. on Saturday on a section of the North-South Highway when it was intercepted by members of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch. Upon the approach of the police, the men aboard the car immediately began firing at the lawmen in a resulting gunfight, the CCU said. One of the shooters has been identified as 42-year-old Manton Brown, while Chopper Banks was also shot. Both men died later at the hospital. The status of the policeman will be updated in short order. Chopper Banks, who hails from a Queen's Heights address in Discovery Bay, St. Anne, was known for singles such as Chop Mode, which was released a month ago, Dream, and his most popular song, Bingo. More than 3,000 people benefiting from Restorative Justice Program. More than 3,000 participants, including teachers, students, and parents, are benefiting from conflict resolution sessions sponsored by the Ministry of Education and Youth and the Ministry of Justice. According to the coordinator for the National Restorative Justice Program, Andreen Lindsay, 3,120 individuals are involved in the program from 78 high schools and 26 primary schools. She was speaking at the recent signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the two ministries aimed at using restorative justice to curb conflicts between students in schools. The signing took place at the Education Ministry Hero Circle in Kingston. Lindsay said there is a joint interest with respect to training, research, transfer, and dissemination of knowledge for the prevention and reduction of conflict in educational institutions, translating to homes and communities at large. She said the ministries are combining efforts to provide best practices in conflict resolution and enhancing community cohesion. Restorative justice training equips staff with conflict resolution skills, and it is a set of principles working from a preventative perspective which she said repairs and builds trusting and respectful relationships between individuals and in communities. Evidence demonstrates that continued use of restorative approaches assists not only with resolving conflicts as they occur, but serves to boost the participants' morale, develop a shared understanding between individuals, and cultivate a culture of positivity and team spirit, Lindsay said. The coordinator noted that an important dimension in the program is the inclusion of school administrators and parents with the students, as it ensures that the practices learned in training will continue in the home and across communities. Meanwhile, Director for Safety and Security in Schools, Richard Troop, said a monitoring and evaluation tool has been developed to assess regularly how the training is being used and how children and the schools are being impacted. We have an excellent MOU to guide the process, and we will be tracking the impact of the training for the Restorative Justice Program, he said. Restorative justice is a procedure which brings all parties with a stake in a particular incident together to resolve the conflict and deal with the aftermath. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.